Hello and welcome to another outdoor vlog. Yet again you find me in the Lake District. This is a very secluded spot. I know I always say it's a very secluded spot, but if I want to come wild camping there's no point in going anywhere else but a secluded spot really, is there? But this is exceptionally quiet and there's amazing mist over the mountains behind me. I can't see whether that's picking anything. Oh, Actually, the blooming mist's cleared now, but it was very atmospheric a minute ago, so you have to take my word for that. Anyway, I'd like to talk about my first gig since my old mucker Phil passed away end of last summer. I did a vlog in February up in Edinburgh. You may or may not have seen it, where I said why I haven't played since Phil passed away. But, I got asked to do over in the UK, if you're not watching from the UK, over in the UK we've just had the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. So it was like a big long bank holiday. And there was lots of live music everywhere and street parties and stuff like that. Anyway, I got asked by some friends to do like a garden party, if you will. I thought, why not? Let's just go out and play. Even though it's a small setting, a small gig, small gathering now. Let's go and play live and put something out there again. Of course, the problem then was logistically, I'm on my own. How am I going to do that? Because I'm not in a band at the moment. I'm doing the albums with Darren and Michael, but we're not like a live band or anything like that. So I've just looked at the gear I use for the just getting the frame a bit. Oh, I do wish that was. Oh, there we are. A little bit of mist there. Can you see that? A little bit of atmosphere. Yeah, look at that. I just thought, well, what I use for my YouTube videos, and that, I've got tracks in there, and I haven't got room to keep every track, but I've kept quite a few tracks in there, and the album stuff's in there. So I just got a notepad out and started jotting down some of the songs there I thought would be more feasible with just me, drum machine, sequence bass, and a little bit of MIDI keyboard. Before I knew it, I had like 24 songs on that list. So yeah, and I had 2 weeks to put it together, which was nowhere near enough, and I've been extremely busy with work and family commitments and all that as well, so it was a bit too much of an ask really, if I'm being honest, but I gave it a go and did the gig, and all went reasonably well, I think. I made loads of mistakes to start with. When you haven't played live for ages, a good 10 months or so, I think, since I played live, you forget how much the distraction of having people watch you and moving around in front of you and all the rest of it can affect your playing. Plus you've inevitably got nerves. You should have nerves. If you haven't got nerves, you can never play your best anyway. But yeah, there's so much going on, so many distractions, and it just takes a couple of distractions, like somebody walking right in front of you and nearly tripping over a cable, to put you all of a sudden you're thinking, where am I in the song? So, yeah, stuff like that. And it was a setup. It was on like decking, garden decking that I was playing on. So it was raised a little bit above the area where people were watching and listening. It's that. But in order to get through to the French windows in the kitchen, you literally had to walk right past the pedal board and all the cables. So yeah, you can imagine. It was. You forget those things when you played live for a bit. Of course, remembering it all as well. 24 songs. I ended up doing about 26 in the end. I chucked in a couple of covers at the end. I had no idea if I could remember them, but I just did them anyway. And ended up playing Sahara, which is a track I did in a band called Rough Edge. And the last time I played that was 1987. I played the intro, the kind of Arabic kind of themed intro, a few times over the years, but the whole thing, 35 years since I played it. That's up on YouTube if you want to see it, Sahara. A much more controlled version than the one I unleashed, but it's on other people's phones, so if I can get it off their phones, and I'll put that on YouTube. There's loads of mistakes. There's loads of mistakes on the day all over, but you did, like again, I've said in the past, you've got to live with those. Just move on. You know, it's live. And the other thing I forgot about, because I was playing outside, was how cold your hands get playing guitar playing outside. I mean, it was a sunny day, but there was a really cold easterly wind blowing, and I was playing in the evening. My hands would not do what I wanted them to do. So all these things are there. As for the equipment, I took the Victory DP40. I took my 112 Victory cab, which is excellent, portable, got quite a bit of bottom end. I took my Marshall acoustic 50 watt amp, which I got for about 50 quid second hand, and that thing has been absolutely a stalwart. And I ran the drum bass sequencer into that, and the keyboards into that, and there was also an option of a mic, but I didn't use a mic. I don't sing or anything like that. Yeah, I used a couple of chairs and just stashed it all up there out of the way, and it worked well. Putting the actual Marshall with the sort of midded keys and drum and bass sound up higher was a bit of a masterstroke in the end, because it meant that if one of the tracks was a little bit quieter than the others, and you can never get them sounding linear when you've got these backing tracks like that. Some of the samples and sounds are inevitably quieter than some of the others. I could just step over to my right and get more of that in my ear than the guitar amp. It took about 4 or 5 songs to get the sound to where it was settled down, and I was happy with it. Having not done a solo thing like that before with backing stuff and all that. Yeah, I got there in the end though. So it was an experience, and it was great fun. I'd certainly do it again. Again, apologies for the wind noise. That easterly is still with us. It's freezing. If you wonder why I'm dressed up like this, it's about 7 degrees up here at the moment. It's the 6th of June, and it's about 7 degrees up here on this hill in the Lake District. Ridiculous, but there you go. That's my whinge over with the weather. And where was I? Completely forgot where I was. Yeah, I would do. Certainly, that rig would be good enough for small pubs and, you know, sort of cafe restaurant set up in a corner, tucked away in a corner. Just about loud enough the way I was playing it for that, you know, if people are talking, they can still talk to each other, and but it's not obviously talking over the band, like the band, me. You know. But yeah, I'd definitely consider doing some charity things, because I think I could DI. There's a DI in the back of the Marshall that would go to a PA for the drum bass synth, and just mic the cab up, you know. See how that went. So all in all, it was an experience. I'm glad I tried it out. I got to try out some new material on it, which went okay. I couldn't remember half of it, because it's only like not that long, 3 or 4 weeks old, some of it. Some of it's only a couple of weeks old. But all in all, great experience. I think playing live is still where my heart is and always will be, but circumstances have changed that with the pandemic, and then poor Phil, you know, we've all had to adapt a bit, haven't we? So, just remains for me to say, stay well, keep well, and if you live in the northwest of the UK, let's all hope we actually get some summer weather, because it's been absolutely shocking up here for ages now. So yeah, see you later guys, bye.